on KFOR.
Good morning, Lincoln, Nebraska. Happy Husker Homer Friday. Welcome to the morning hookup. Oh, look, YZ got you right on a Friday, rolled into your weekend. Boy, electricity last night, a lot to get to. Talk NHL, my goodness. Also, Super Regional Baseball starting today. The road to Omaha starts today. For a lot of those teams, going to be unique. We're going to get into that about the 8 maybe possibilities that are going to be there. No team that'll play in the College World Series this year were there last year. And you're going to have the likes of a Troy or a Little Rock, possibly a Cal Poly.
It's so fun.
A lot of new fan bases that we'll look at.
The stat about no team from last year is so fun.
Yes. It kind of tells you like the landscape of college athletics, right? About how NIL maybe has got kids or top athletes to different schools and all that. So we'll get into that. We'll look at those matchups. Moats can join us. The Almanac Moats. We got some topics on with him. We're gonna go back in history a little bit with Moats today. There's a few things going on.
Moats and history,
yeah,
go hand in hand. It's like a ham and turkey sandwich.
It's so good. It's so good. We'll get a lot of that. But I gotta you don't have a hat on today. I noticed.
I know. Yeah.
What's up with the hat? The hat game is done because it's almost like your baseball team is 1-8-1 in home series. I'm sorry. It's it's crazy when you look at baseball and the Red Sox are better on the road they are at home. I saw that and I'm like, wait a minute, that can't be right. They're 1-8-1 in home series, and now one of their top guys is headed to AAA.
He's been the top guy this year. I can say that.
I know. Ooh. Bello. Sorry, Bello. Headed to AAA, and he's headed down. Sometimes that's good though.
Yeah,
just kind of get yourself right.
The pitching really isn't even that bad, but when you're a professional and you have the attitude like that, that's where you gotta flip things. His body language and the telling managers off and talking trash to his own teammates. Yeah, that's you can't have that.
You know who he needs to be right beside his side?
Who's that?
Scotty Scheffler.
What happened with Scotty?
Oh boy, you didn't see that yesterday?
Was he freaking out on the course or what?
Yeah. Boy, before we're getting to NHL in a minute, but man, if you didn't see it, these guys, again, professional golfers are bosses of who? They're caddies. They're a partnership. They trust each other. Caddies just don't carry the bag. There's a lot of faith, a lot of trust.
Well, they're telling them what club to use and how hard to hit it, and
we have to look at the audio.
Into the wind.
We'll have to bring that audio at some point. It's out there.
Okay.
I was watching this. I happened to be at home real quick. I popped it on 16. They're doing their calculations of where the wind's coming from, how far, blah, 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 blah. Right? They do all that.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to trust. Scotty flushes a 7-iron, as he'll tell you in the audio. He flushes one. It's like 10 yards short and it's in the water. Oh boy.
So it's not his fault. It's the caddy's fault.
Yeah. We'll have to pull that audio because Scotty went off.
Oh boy.
Ted Scott walked ahead of him and he's still talking. I don't understand this. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm in the water. I flushed. I hit a great shot. How can we can't get the wind wrong. He's just nonstop. Even when he makes his drop, he's like, I hit a good shot and I'm dropping. We just can't get this wrong anymore.
And
he's like, I don't think you realize how frustrated I am right now.
Scotty gives
not typical from world number one.
Well, that's what I mean. He's quiet. So then when he does go off, he kind of gives me the vibe that
boy,
he'd just blow a gasket.
The next tee box, it showed him. And I'm sure everything's better now, but it showed him. Scott was up by the tee box. Scotty was out by the signs. They were away from each other. He was hot. He was running hot.
Sometimes that's what
And
you
it
need.
was weird because the shot he hit, you don't see professional golfers come up that short.
Mhm.
Like, it was 10 yards short of the green. They got the win wrong.
Yeah.
I'm going to say they because you agree with what your caddy is trying to tell you and things like that. But it's what to pull the audio. It's insane.
Sometimes you got to separate yourself like that. I'm going to go over here. You stand over here.
Yeah, well, you and I don't need to be in the same room.
Don't talk to me for 10 minutes. We'll settle down. We'll recoup. But right now, if I talk to you, I'm going to rip your head off.
Listen, I've been married almost 26 years.
I
can tell you the number of times, like, my wife, her favorite thing to say at times is, I'm not going to talk to you for 5 minutes. And then I'm an idiot and I go, good.
Sometimes you like to rub it in a little bit.
Yeah, it's just
poke the bear, rub salt on the wound.
The male thing in this that we can't stop.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if it's like being competitive or not. Speaking of wild, boy, NHL game 2 last night. My goodness.
This series is going to be wild the whole time.
Man, I had to tell you, like, looking at these 2 games so far, even last night, Carolina wins 4-3. We'll get into the ins and outs of that. Vegas has been the better team for most of this series so far, except for one period.
Yeah.
Half of a period, let's say. Vegas has been the better team.
Yeah. It shows how evenly matched they are. Like, it's been really fun to watch.
A lot of fun. This has been dynamic. It was kind of ho-hum. My son, we're watching all this stuff together now because, being from North Carolina, I got family back there. They're big Carolina fans, and I'm just a fan of the game now. And my son is bought into the Hurricanes. But, man, you watch this. Vegas was rolling. 2-0. All the mistakes, they were the aggressiveness, the aggressor in this matchup. It was 2-0 going into the third. Halfway through the third almost, I'd say, right?
Yeah.
They get 3 goals. Carolina gets 3 goals in this one. The biggest one of this was, when you're talking about it, that third period, Carolina coming into this game was 3 of 37 on power plays.
Took advantage last night.
At one point in their last 4 or 5 power plays, they had 1 shot. They'd been getting killed.
Mm-hmm.
But they scored 2 power play goals last night. One of them, interesting enough, there was a challenge by Vegas where there was a whistle and it was like goalie interference called because it looks like the puck was covered up. You kind of see a stick go in there, yada, 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 and it slips out. Which I didn't realize that when you challenge that and you don't get it, it turns into a power play.
I don't mind that.
The challenge came in, unsuccessful challenge. They upheld the call of goalie interference. And they get a power play. Carolina scores. But then it wasn't done. Vegas gets the empty net goal. Not empty net. They're in the empty net. They get the 6-on-5 goal. Boom. Send this puppy to overtime.
Mm-hmm.
Man. What electricity in this. But then Carolina gets that goal pretty early in overtime. A much-needed home win for the Carolina Hurricanes.
And that one in overtime was an absolute rocket.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, if you're Carter Hart, you had a really good game outside of the third period.
Mm-hmm.
But then that one in overtime, I don't know what you do.
You don't.
You can't do much about that. You got to tip your cap.
Both goalies were pretty good last night in this. But again, this is now 2 games where one team up 2-0 and the other team goes on to lose.
Yeah, these teams are super evenly matched, and they can make up. Like you saw it with Carolina last night. You can make up ground super quickly, or Vegas can control a game like they did. I was talking with somebody last night. Who's going to win this series? I shrugged my shoulders. I have absolutely no idea. I really think this one could go either way.
You know who's winning in this series? The fans. The NHL right now.
Yeah.
And one can only hope, as I only hope, this goes 7.
Yeah. No, let it go 8, as a matter of fact.
Just let them keep playing. Now, this one does guarantee, Carolina getting the win does guarantee now that it will return back to Carolina. It will return back to Carolina. And an unfortunate one last night early in this one, and I don't remember the gentleman's name. You guys can help me out on the stream, and I just forget because I just don't know the names as good, and I'm trying to do that. Defenseman took an absolute missile puck to his face. And had to leave the game and not return, headed to the hospital for evaluation. Big loss for them on the defensive side, but man, he took it square. It looks like maybe the visor took a little bit of the blow, but man, instantly grabs face, heads right out to the quickest exit to be evaluated. Man, he took it right out. That was nasty looking when it came off the stick.
Was it McNabb?
Yes, that's it.
Braden McNabb.
Yes, man. Hockey dudes are tough. That thing went straight to his snot box.
Losing teeth, breaking noses.
Oh my goodness!
And then they still throw the skates on. They're like, "All right, let's go." Broken nose, whatever. It doesn't matter.
The third period for me watching it, just knowing enough. Carolina really looked like Carolina for the first time, I think, all series in the first two games. They were playing fast. They were aggressive. They were putting a lot of traffic in front of the goalie, up and down the ice, and really taking shots.
Yeah, that's got to be so annoying to play against when a team they just don't stop. They just keep shooting, keep moving.
They were relentless.
Up and down, boom, boom, boom.
And I think it shell-shocked Vegas when it started to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Shane, you're right. Shane said, good morning, Shane. Good morning, Flex. Shane said, it's a bad injury when a hockey player doesn't come back to the bench. Yeah, he instantly hands to the face and right to the quickest exit. Out. Hopefully he's good to go and better. But Carolina ties this thing up 1-1 as they'll head out west to Vegas. And that is a couple days from now, Saturday night, ABC, 7:00. Vegas slight favorite right now on the road. Hockey's been magical.
Safe to say. Now, game 1 of the NBA Finals, I thought delivered. Thought that was
it got you everything that I think game 1, and as we're going there, hockey, we got that Saturday, but game 2 tonight, game 1 delivered everything except for the star who we thought was going to be the star being the star.
I just think for a couple years now, maybe even close to 5 years, NHL playoffs, especially NHL finals, has taken the cake over the NBA finals.
Man, yes.
It's absolutely electric. The crowds you see in the NHL playoffs, even if you don't really know much about hockey, turn the game on and watch.
Look,
you will be entertained.
You're talking to me right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been learning, watching.
That's the fun of it.
Icing, the offsides, this and that, right? Used to go to a ton of Stars games for the excitement of it, the atmosphere of it.
Mm-hmm.
But this it's been sensational. Now, the NBA in the finals is going to, for the NBA, they're going to win. Not against NHL. I'm not comparing the two. NHL's been winning, right? But the NBA this year is going to win based on who's in the finals.
Yeah.
Who's in the finals. There's the history of the Knicks, the classiness of the organization of the Spurs, who haven't been there in a while.
Mm-hmm.
You got arguably, you can argue to whatever, but the best player in the NBA. The stars are going to as soon as I don't want to fast forward to game 3 of the NBA finals, but that's one I've zeroed in on because of where it's going to be at in the Garden.
Oh,
for the first time since 99.
Yeah.
Come on now. It's going to be electric.
Speaking of game 3, let's see here. Wow, tickets have jumped up now.
What?
Last week, I think the get-in price at Madison Square Garden was around $4,000.
Yeah, buddy. What's it now? Where we at?
That's sitting up in the nosebleeds and the rafters.
That is crazy. Get-in price.
I mean, according to ESPN, tickets as low as $7,200.
As low as $7,200.
Yeah.
As low. You talking about like to get in?
If you're looking on Vivid Seats right now, you can sit in section 414 for $8,800, and that is that's up in the nosebleeds.
That's incredible.
That place is gonna. The roof might fly off of Madison Square
That was
Garden.
probably one of those that changed after the Knicks won game 1.
Oh yeah.
I mean, think about it. It's not out of the question that the Knicks could be going home up 2-0.
Yeah. Whew.
Up 2-0.
Yeah, if you're looking on SeatGeek, same thing. Ticket prices are absolutely outrageous. Cheapest are $8,400. Yeah, that place is going to be
Absolutely
shoulder
rocking.
to shoulder. Everybody jumping around, screaming. And if New York wins a game in New York, I pray for the New York Police Department, because
I know.
the streets are going to be set on fire. The street signs are going to be taken down. That place is going to be a madhouse.
They're probably there now. Don't you think they're probably sitting there now, like just going, oh, dang it.
Setting up. We need a couple days in advance to get ready for this.
It's going to be fun. So, all right, let's take our first break. Speaking of fun and ruckus environments, Super Regional Baseball. Let's talk about that, our thoughts, and the road to Omaha when we return. I sent you a portion. It's like a minute 54 of Scotty. We can maybe on Twitter. Oh boy, yeah, that'll be a disaster. Spectacle. It says Jeff Sneed said the president is rumored to be going to Game 3 at MSG.
Oh boy,
be a spectacle one way or another. Yeah, that's like a 2-minute audio. It's pretty solid.
Let's see if I can do this.
I feel like that's my wife yelling at me sometimes, or me, or whatever, the kids.
What's on your agenda for today?
Today is it's like, I got some work stuff after this to get done, and then it's stuff at the house. We got games tomorrow. You guys are you? Is it the tournament this? No, are you guys in the Sox tournament this weekend?
Yep.
Are you on a Friday game day?
We got one tonight. Yeah,
I was talking to my other buddy. They got 2 today.
Oof.
The Sox, like a Sox team, like 12s, 13s. They got 2 today.
Yeah,
I kind of like that format they're doing. So what I was talking to him last night, because last year, going back to last year, right? In past years, they would have 2 different Sox weekends, odds and evens. Now they're doing everything on one weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So I was talking about on their side, the bracket, if you went up, let's say if they go 2-0 coming up, they might have Saturday off.
Nice.
Just by the way the bracket.
Yeah, we had one like that earlier this year. It was like the Gradaville Memorial Tournament or something like that. Yeah, I thought that one was ran really well. Is this the Woodbat tournament?
I think it's certain age groups, right?
I think we're doing Woodbat.
Is it evens? Who was I talking to last night? It was a 13s. I'm not sure. But yes, some of them are. I was never a big fan of the Woodbat tournament.
Yeah.
No, one thing it does is it evens out the playing field of dominant hitting teams because of the Woodbat.
I'm going to see if this works real quick.
Yep.
Not yet. Okay. I'm going to have to record it.
Okay.
Yeah. I got a long day today.
What time you guys go? I know there's some games starting at like 4 o'clock today.
Yeah, we'll be at 8 o'clock.
Oh, yeah. Whoa.
Yeah, I will leave here, go to the other job, be there all day, and then go straight to that. So,
all right.
11:30 to 7:30, and then be at the field at 8 o'clock.
Welcome back in the morning, Hookup. Happy Friday. Happy Husker Homer Friday. Baseball kicking up today. The road to Omaha, YZ. Road to Omaha. There'll be some electric stuff going on, some electric environments I mean, we'll kind of look at and I know a lot of them start today. We'll start up there. They got the Morgantown Regional starting today. Woo! West Virginia, Cal Poly. Not to give them a ton of credit, but is there an environment like Morgantown?
No. There's probably better ones out there, but as far as super regionals, I think they might have the best one.
They might have the best. I know everybody talks about it. I've never been and had a chance to do it, but SEC, anything but SEC baseball, environments like no other.
But West Virginia, after the game, everybody in the crowd, hand in hand,
Oh man,
singing Country Roads.
yeah,
Take
it's
Me
pretty
Home.
good, wasn't it?
That's sweet, man.
Pretty good. They got Cal Poly. They got the Cinderella story of Cal Poly.
Yeah, that'll be a fun matchup.
That's ESPN. They're the ones they kick you off today.
Yeah,
noon, I believe. Noon 11 o'clock.
I think noon Eastern. So yeah,
11 o'clock baseball today out at Morgantown. You got that one going on with, again, a sensational story happening. This next regional, this one's again, not the next, but I'm just going in order here. Not whatever order they got for me. The Troy Super Regional. Say that in your head. Troy Super Regional. As you've got Troy and Little Rock, a couple surprises in this mix. So one of those fan bases are going to make their way to Omaha by the time this is all said and done. Probably the next region, one of the favorites at the out there, the Chapel Hill region, North Carolina. They welcome Southern California, USC.
High level pitching in that super regional.
High level pitching. Yes, you nailed it. That is what's going to tell the story of that regional. Will be the pitching side. USC, man, playing some good baseball. You look at them, the high level pitching side. You look at their RPI. How maybe that's the schedule and the RPI that has served them well as they got through. I believe A&M, right? They went to, I think it was A&M that they knocked off on the rubber match game in that one.
That game one, they'll likely have Mason Edwards versus Caden Glauber.
Mm-hmm.
Woo. 1.43 ERA versus a 1.93 ERA.
Yeah, get fired up a little bit there for that.
If you like pitching duels, tune into that.
Also starting today, these are the ones. This is the last one starting today. It'll be the nightcap. Again, the SEC battle you've got going on, Auburn and Ole Miss in the Auburn regional,
which I think is also pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm.
That's
how about teams that, again, I don't know their history this year, but teams that typically play each other throughout the year, both fan bases, what that looks like. Now you're in SEC country, Auburn, as we've seen them, right? We saw Nebraska play them. What that looks like. They're the number 4 seed, still hanging in there as well. So that'll be what gets you going today. You'll have West Virginia, Cal Poly going off at 11 o'clock, followed by, that's ESPN2, followed by North Carolina and Southern California. I like to call them Southern California. 2 p.m., ESPN2. 4 o'clock today, Troy Little Rock, ESPNU. And then the nightcap, 7 o'clock, Auburn and Ole Miss on ESPN2. Good college baseball today.
I just want to make sure that you're in line with USC, Southern California being USC, and South Carolina is not USC.
Yeah, I think it's so funny. It's out there because you really want to make them you really want to make people mad. You want to make the Gamecocks mad. Call them different names.
They hate it.
No, they hate you. Yeah, a lot of people are like, if you, I'm assuming like as a Trojan, you want to be called SC, not USC.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Well, then going into the weekend, tomorrow you got Mississippi State and Georgia, another SEC matchup.
Wait, now this potential, by the way, as we go through these, I believe if I calculate correctly, there is a potential of 5 SEC schools making it to Omaha out of the 8.
Yep. 1, 2.
Am I correct on that?
4. Yeah, that's what I got.
5 could make it out of this.
Auburn, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Georgia, Texas, Oklahoma, and Alabama.
I think tomorrow's regionals that started on the Saturday are the better collective group of regionals, super regionals.
Yeah, when you talk about competitiveness, yeah, there's
where you're getting ranked matchups.
Yes,
right. This is the bottom. I call it the bottom half of the bracket, but the Saturday starts give you ranked matchups, and some teams with some history. You mentioned that Georgia, Mississippi State. Boy, Georgia might be the best team out there right now.
Electric offense, good enough pitching. Yeah, they're gonna tear the cover off the baseball. Daniel Jackson, 29 home runs on the season. They have some. They're your prototypical SEC team. They're gonna put the ball in play, and a lot of it's gonna be in the gap to the fence. Really high level power. Their pitching might get them in trouble. Their offense sometimes has to make up ground for it. They have a 4.91 ERA on the season with a 1.42 WHIP. So when they're on defense, they're going to give up base runners, and they're probably going to give up some runs. But sometimes it doesn't matter because that offense is just that good. Mississippi State, they're a team that's always in Omaha, it seems like. So storied program, and they'll match up with Georgia just fine too. So that'll be a really fun matchup.
Be an awesome one. Look at the rest of these matchups, and I'm call it the bottom side of the bracket. Georgia, Mississippi State, talk about it's a 3-14 matchup. What about Texas, Oregon?
Yeah, but that might be the best matchup.
My goodness, the Austin region looks to be electric with what's going on there. 6-11 matchup. You also got the Tuscaloosa region with Alabama at 7. St. John's, surprise story, as they knocked off Florida State to make their way with a potential chance to make it to Omaha. And I think this is a sneaky good regional.
Yeah.
I don't want to give them any credit, but that Lawrence Super Regional, Kansas, Oklahoma, give me all you can get with a lot of talking and a lot of that stuff happening. As you know, that Oklahoma walked it off with a 450-foot blast to end that one and make their way to Lawrence this weekend.
I know Kansas got the better of us, but I kind of like that team a little bit. They deserve to be in this super regional, and this is just a cool matchup, old school Big 12 matchup.
Yep.
Kansas, Oklahoma. That'll be really fun to watch. Tyson LeBlanc going to be the best player in that super regional. 24 home runs on the season, 344 average, 709 slug. I'll say it. I'm rooting for Kansas.
I think I'm with you. I'm writing down right now what I like. What teams and fan bases I would like to see in Omaha in these regionals. Okay,
so let's say
I have to write this one down because my buddy, I've got it.
Obviously, Carolina.
I've got it. Yes,
got to have the Heels.
They're the ones when you look at them from the last few years of being there. I know they weren't there last year, but their history as of late has been in Omaha.
Yeah.
So you look like that from the experience side of what they've done there. Some of the experience might play in this super regional. They've been in a lot of super regionals as of late.
Mm-hmm. Growing up, I was I'm not a Carolina fan, but I was always excited when Carolina was here. I just feel like, I don't know, their baseball team has some sort of feel to them.
You know what? They travel too.
Yeah.
They travel. A lot of fans come out. It feels like baseball when Carolina's around.
And they're not
sounds weird.
They're not like that other team from Carolina where they're super pretentious and
they don't have a team there. Boo. So yeah, I've got Carolina marked. Again, this isn't me predicting. This is what I like to see.
Yeah.
From a fan, because I'm going to go up. Like Nebraska fans, I know we haven't been there in a long time.
We're still going to go watch.
But there's still if you look at, we're going to talk about the Women's College World Series coming up as well. But look at the crowds that are created. Those crowds are not only created by fan bases, but they're created by the locals.
Yeah.
So for me, again, Nebraska not being there, who would I like to go interact with and be a part of it? So I do have Carolina marked. I mean, we talked about one. Can we have the people from Morgantown come to Omaha?
Please. I'll sit in the crowd and sing Country Roads with them.
Absolutely. Can we also, and I know it's probably one that whatever. Can I get Hottie Toddy? Can I get Ole Miss to Omaha?
Yeah, I don't mind it.
To party.
They knocked us out, but I don't mind it.
Can we get them to Omaha to party? I'm with you. Kansas. Welcome to Omaha.
Yep.
Welcome to Omaha. Georgia. Give me Georgia.
Yeah.
Go Dogs.
They're electric.
Give me Georgia to Omaha.
Before you get to them, I got one thing to say.
Go for it.
Right here.
I know.
Yeah.
I was tough with that one.
I can't do it.
I couldn't. I had to do it. My best friend from high school
Ooh, okay.
played at Oregon State.
Mm.
I can't. I put Texas. It's
That's
one of those.
tough. Ooh,
That's tough. I said Texas.
do you choose your buddies?
Oregon fans are kind of
fandom or-
different.
Yeah.
They're kind of different. Look if it's not Nebraska there, we're looking for a party in Omaha. I put Texas.
I can't do it. I got to root for Oregon in that one.
I'll take it with you. I agree. That was a hard one for me.
Horns down all the way.
It was
man.
funny. Speaking of that, and we'll get to it. We're going back and forth. It was timed out perfectly with the Women's College World Series on, and like the intermissions of hockey to go back and forth. And again, we know what happened last night, and we'll talk about that. But I found myself like my whole family was there at one point. We're like, "Who are you cheering for?" And I actually was Texas last night because I was standoffish about the NIL and how much money Texas Tech has.
Their rosters
to create their
loaded.
rosters.
Loaded.
And I think their coach is a punk. That's all.
I get it.
I'll take Bama in Omaha.
Yeah. Roll Tide.
And that's probably an SEC. That's a proximity. Because I think you're going to get SEC fans, Bama fans that'll roll to Omaha just based on where they're at. St. John's might be a little less attended. Last one, I took Troy. I'll take Troy to Omaha. They're out of that Bama area, too. I'll take them.
Sure.
But I think there'll be some electric fan bases. Who else do you got? You got anybody different?
I'm pretty much on board with you. I can't do Texas. Ole Miss, yep, hotty toddy. Give me them. Alabama, Roll Tide. Carolina, I'm on board with that. Georgia, I think, is electric. I want to see Georgia's offense come to Omaha and just tear the cover off the ball. That would be so much fun to watch. West Virginia, I sent you a video of them after they won their regional. That team is just one of my favorites. They're who I am rooting for most to get here. And then I always pick one team when the College World Series starts. Like that's who I'm locked in on, and that's who I'm rooting for. So West Virginia is my team that I picked out. Last year it was Coastal Carolina.
Oh, Coastal was a fun one to root for, right? Like this is the part where you want Nebraska to get there.
Yeah.
You want to get there, but you do adopt fans.
See, that's the thing. We're used to Nebraska not being there. So it's like, okay, I got to have one team to root for. So, yeah, for me, it's West Virginia. Yeah, all the teams you said I'm pretty much on board with except for Texas. Can't do it. Horns down.
Ooh, that's a great question coming in because I think this is right up your alley. Athletic Sin says, as a fellow hat guy, YZ, which team you buying a new lid for? As a Carolina guy myself, might need a new baby blue hat. Which hat you rock? Were you going to get one?
Georgia has some pretty sweet ones. Kansas surprisingly has some pretty sweet ones.
But is there something about Kansas? If it's Kansas and obviously Tex, whatever, you're not buying that lid, right? And for me, I couldn't buy a Bama hat. I did so much of that Roll Tide stuff like irritates me.
Yeah, I don't know if I can wear a KU hat. Definitely Carolina, the baby blue.
They got sweet hats. They got sweet lids. I really, you know, the lid I like that I don't have. I have a few Carolina hats. I usually wear them during either in Omaha or I wear them in basketball season. They got that sweet white lid with the blue blue bill and that might be the lid I need.
Yeah,
I don't have that one.
Well, if you go down if you're downtown, there's so many vendors down there that they there's a plethora of hats that you can find. Honestly, some of the cooler ones too are just the College World Series hats. Like they have, some of them have like all the logos on them. Those are sweet.
I'm very particular about this. My wife is a t-shirt fan. So we go every year. We take, sometimes it's we'll take in a few games. Sometimes during the week, it'll be just her and I for like an adult day. And then we'll take the family down. But she is such logged into t-shirts. It doesn't matter. Like she'll want a College World Series t-shirt no matter what.
Yeah.
I'm not built that way. I haven't bought one in years because it doesn't have Nebraska on it. It doesn't have Nebraska on it. Why do I want the t-shirt when it doesn't have the N on it?
I get it. Yeah.
I mean, it'll be cool when you go into the Schwab, the Chuck coming up, because it in the outline of the banner, they'll have all the regional logos that made regionals. You'll see Nebraska up there.
Yeah.
I don't need the t-shirt though. If I'm going to go in the College World Series, I'm going to buy one that says Nebraska on it.
I can get down with that.
right? Am I wrong? My
Man.
wife would be like, "Yeah, I just want the T-shirt for the whatever."
I'm jealous of Flood X10 in the YouTube chat. He got a Coastal hat last year.
Woo!
I was looking everywhere for one, and I must have been down there late because they were all gone. But I will. That's on my list is finding a Coastal hat. Maybe a West Virginia hat if they make it. That'd be pretty sweet. There's a lot of gear and accessories that you can find down there, and man, the College World Series is going to be a time this year.
Every year it is, but again, a very unique one this year.
Yeah,
with none of the teams last year will make that appearance.
And
you got some knowing the history is looking at these teams. I don't know the answer. Maybe somebody does know the answer about the collective appearances at the College World Series for these teams.
Yeah.
Got
to be a good amount between.
I don't know. I mean, I would say you look at those
between Carolina, Mississippi State, Alabama, and Texas.
Yeah, maybe I know Texas has a large history, but I don't know if you look at the teams of like Troy, Little Rock. I'm assuming maybe first appearance ever.
Yeah,
could be wrong. The history. Carolina's got some history. SC's got some history, obviously back in the day. Auburn, Ole Miss, Kansas, Oklahoma, maybe you don't know. Obviously, Bama probably got some, but I think there's some uniqueness, some mystique.
Yeah,
and
it could be like this could be super high level baseball because if you look at the numbers next to these teams' names, you got Georgia 3, Auburn 4, Carolina 5, Texas 6, Alabama 7. There's a chance that you could have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 all make it to the College World Series.
Yeah, because here we are. We're talking super regional baseball. We are 1 week from today.
Yeah.
Next Friday, there's a 2 p.m. There are 2 games. There's a 2 and a 7 next Friday coming up. It's a big weekend of baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Big weekend right now of baseball with super regionals going on. Electricity is in the air for that. Also, hey, how about some electricity last night? We had the women's Game 2 Women's College World Series. It was a battle for a long time. To me, this was, only having one good one in the circle became the demise of Texas Tech.
Mm-hmm.
We were watching this a lot. Great player, great everything. Ended up getting tired. Texas hitting took over, and that was all she wrote. And then you're bringing the stud they brought in to close that game out in the last 2 innings.
Yep.
There you go.
Blouses.
Back-to-back College World Series champions. Again, you hate to say it, Texas Longhorns.
I'll give them their flowers, but I'll still say horns down.
Pitching won this thing, by the way.
Yeah.
Tegan Cavan came in, shook out 5 in the final 2 innings. After you got a solid start from Gutierrez on the bump, 4-1 victory in this one. You got also Cavan, second time, the only player ever to go the most valuable player in a College World Series twice now. 2 shutout, by the way. This is crazy. Dominance, right? We talked about Jordy from her dominance. I think this goes in with it. First pitcher with 2 shutouts and 2 saves in one Women's College World Series. That's pretty dominant.
Speaks for itself.
Pretty dominant. Also was dominant. Those crowds were amazing. Out there. At one point, is it Kennedy? Sorry, get her name wrong, but retired 11 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
She was really good last night for a long time. I think she ran out of gas. Yep.
109 pitches yesterday, and she went the day before too. So I mean, that's a lot on the lower body. And Texas just that offense. Yep. I mean, we saw them. They're relentless.
Yep, some really good careers out there. This is Coach Mike White's second title in his 8th season.
Congrats to Texas.
They get it done again. So, all right, let's take a break. When we come back, let's do this day in sports on a Friday. We'll be right back. We can come back if we get that. We get that Scotty audio. We can do that too.
Okay.
If it recorded. I don't know how that works.
I just gotta do a couple things.
If we get that, I am so surprised, honestly, that the PGA stayed with that audio for so long. It was the craziest thing. Like, it just blew me away. Because I'm sitting there and I'm like, this is still going on. Like, they're going to let this roll. They're really going to let this roll. World number one, just rolling down, chirping.
All right, I'm going to record this real quick.
Okay.
Never mind, I got it.
Yeah, buddy. Potential some little weather. We'll be getting an update from Moats about weather later today too. Possibility. Looks at slight risk right now. Hopefully it shies away. We can get a bunch of baseball in this weekend. Get rid of you. I was going to look at. Oh, that's why. Oh, never mind. Bring that up. Huh. Now I get it. Welcome back to the Morning Hookup. Few minutes left hanging out with you guys and gals. Thanks for hanging out with us. I was wondering, I walked in this morning. There's always like some kind of snack back there. What was back there today?
Yeah, I just about grabbed one.
What it is? I didn't realize this until I just, I'm like, I'll take a peek. Donut day.
Oh, is it?
That's what it's donut. Gosh, somebody closed the lid on the box. Schmitty walked by this morning and said, I'm going to struggle not to grab a donut. I think he probably closed the box. I just walked by him. You might need to get one. National Donut Day.
I can't pass up a good old-fashioned glazed donut.
Ooh, yeah, there's something to be said about just a good old glazed donut. If I did partake, I was always have and will be a French cruller guy.
I can get down with that, yeah.
Yeah. I was never a big donut guy or a sweets guy, and I could never get down with chocolate or stuff on my donut.
No.
My kids are like chocolate sprinkles, strawberry sprinkles.
Keep the sprinkles.
Jelly-filled stuff. Nope.
No.
I'm out.
No.
I'm going to do a good old glazed donut or a French cruller.
Yep.
Put it, and if you're not getting them from somewhere where they're warm when you get it, go pop it in the microwave about 20 seconds.
Oh, that might be a game changer. Never thought about that.
Pop the donut in there for about 20 seconds. Because there is a place, no free shout outs, that you can get them when the sign's on.
Yeah.
But then you got to get it and eat it right away. But go pop it in the microwave about 20 seconds. Get that little on that.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of that, we got the Scotty Scheffler audio. I hope we can hear it.
Yes.
Because it's kind of faded a little bit. But so Scotty and his cat, this interaction they had yesterday. But I'm so surprised with the way the PGA operates, maybe this was good content for them. This went on for like 2 minutes.
Now, if you're on the stream, you might not be able to hear
Yeah.
this, but it will go out over the air. He's still going.
Oh, it he was running hot.
Do you think this is
It kept going on until he dropped the ball.
Do you think this is a product of multiple tournaments in a row just not being the same Scotty? Because
could be.
He's been good, but he's got to be a little frustrated because he hasn't just been the same guy that he's been the last 2 years.
Yeah, there was a stat I was watching this morning because he was on the range, and I got my morning coffee. There was a stat this morning. That was his 8th over par round this year, which sounds amazing, right? You know how many he had last year? 7. All of last year.
All of last year.
There could be some of that, but I think this goes back to that trust relationship. They've been really good. I just think it was unique enough that it was the world's number 1, Scotty Scheffler, usually typically mild-mannered. Obviously, you heard him. He didn't say any cuss words. I mean, I think there's a golly in there somewhere.
I don't think you understand how frustrating
But I think
that
also
is.
it does give you a glimpse in the relationship because they're friends, but there's also a boss. And that relationship's got to be a trusting relationship. And obviously at that point, it was not, because Scotty, as the player, as the boss, hits what he said. You hear him. He said, I flushed it and I'm 5 yards short.
Yeah.
We can't get the win wrong.
There is that trust there, and he feels frustrated because it's like, come on, dude.
Look, that shot honestly looked like a shot any of us would hit.
Yeah.
PGA professionals, again, any profession you're in, because it's your profession, when you see those mistakes, you don't usually see those being that short. You've seen them hit bad shots,
right?
But not 5 yards short on that side. Interesting stuff. Obviously, it's making its way around right now, but all human beings, just not used to seeing it from the world's number 1 right now. That's good stuff. Still a lot more to go, man. That was way too fast. We're going to talk some Huskers coming up. Moats. We got a lot of topics with Moats, the Almanac coming up, and a whole lot more. It's going to be a good Friday. Hope you guys are off to a great Friday start. Sit back, relax. YZ and I will be right back.
New SUV, sporty coupe, or the perfect family ride loaded with features. Take advantage of low monthly payment options, no prepayment penalties, and financing handled locally by people that you know and you trust. Liberty First Credit Union. Let's go save. Credit factors apply. Rates, terms, and conditions subject to change.
Your dad will get excited attracting songbirds to his backyard with bird feeders, bird houses, and a bird bath you got him during Wild Bird Habitat's annual Father's Day sale. Alamo Plaza 56 on Highway 2 or north at 4900 Dudley Street. Dump the tie and get Dad a backyard bird feeder he'll enjoy year-round during Wild Bird Habitat's annual Father's Day sale. Alamo Plaza 56 on Highway 2 or north at 4900 Dudley Street. It's a Father's Day gift with nature in mind.
Big color, bigger savings. Sherwin-Williams Super Sale is here. Get 40% off paints and stains June 5th through the 11th with prices starting at $30.89. Whether you're refreshing your interior or exterior, we've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online to have it delivered or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
Is it time to replace your home comfort system? Call Bryant and save money in every way. Bryant provides you with solutions that save. Save big immediately with attractive rebates. And save every day with lower operating costs. Most important, though, the systems are selected to fit you. The right system, priced right, properly installed. That's the way Bryant works for you. How much can you save? Call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing for a free estimate. 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
It's not always the size of the hailstones, but the wind speed and the age of the roof, which result in damage to residential roofing. This is Matt Berkey with Golden Rule Contractors. Hail of any size can do damage if the wind gusts are high enough, and older, more weathered roofs are susceptible to damage. If there's been wind or hail in your area, contact Golden Rule Contractors at grclincoln.com for a free estimate. We'll treat your home as if it were our own.
Support comes from Amazon Business. Unlock smart business buying with fast, free delivery on millions of items and practical AI innovations that automate repetitive tasks so you can make smarter decisions faster. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Giving your liver a spring cleaning is easy with Active Liver from New Nordic, the delicious daily detox that will keep you feeling your best. Search for Active Liver by New Nordic on Amazon or pick up some at your local CVS, Wegmans, or GNC.
Veterans and active duty service members, when your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
My teenage son only has one brain, and it'll keep developing through his mid-20s. But if he uses e-cigarettes, the nicotine in them can impact attention, learning, and memory, and can prime the brain for addiction. So I've talked to him about staying away from e-cigarettes, because my son only has one brain.
Learn more at cdc.gov/e-cigarettes today. A message from the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
Lincoln's local news, talk, sports, and weather station. FM 101.5, 1240 AM, KFOR, and KFRX HD3, Lincoln.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. The better-than-expected jobs report delivered today from the Labor Department also came with new numbers for March and April. Both months revised higher than previously reported. There were gains in healthcare, leisure, and hospitality. It was a good report, but ABC's Taylor Dunn says there have been some things to keep an eye on, too.
The narrative for the past year or so has been a cooling labor market, but the past 3 months could make a case that cooling has stopped. But while jobs are being added, we are still in a low-hire, low-fire environment. This is good news for workers with jobs, but reflects a tougher situation for job seekers. We are seeing job seekers struggling in long-term unemployment numbers. Those who have been out of work for 27 weeks or more rose to 27.5% in May. well above pre-pandemic norms. Taylor Dunn, ABC News, New York.
It was a long night, but early this morning, the Senate passed a $70 billion immigration enforcement package. And even though Democrats tried to pass an amendment that would get rid of President Trump's so-called anti-weaponization fund as a part of it, Republicans rejected that.
For more than 18 hours, Democrats and some Republicans introducing measures to rein in the fund, aimed at compensating President Trump's allies, possibly even the rioters who attacked police officers on January 6th. All of those efforts failed. For weeks, acting Attorney General Todd Blanche defended the fund. But after a firestorm of criticism, he testified it had been dropped.
ABC senior political correspondent Rachel Scott. The Senate has blocked a procedural vote on extending a key surveillance program used by U.S. intelligence agencies. Lawmakers in both parties raising concerns about President Trump's selection of housing finance regulator Bill Pulte to be the next national security advisor. Maine Senate hopeful Graham Plattner, who hopes to win Susan Collins' seat, will hold his first rally tonight since reports surfaced he may have previously exchanged explicit text messages with several women while he was married. You're listening to ABC News.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
A deadly shooting is still under investigation in Saunders County. Good morning. I'm Jeff Moats. We're at 75 degrees at KFOR. Authorities say one person is dead and others in custody after a shooting late Thursday afternoon in Ashland. According to a release from the Saunders County Sheriff's Office late Thursday night to KFOR News, the 911 center received a phone call shortly after 4:30 p.m. about a shooting that took place on the north side of Ashland in the 1700 block of Dawes Street. Following negotiations with the caller and the suspect in the incident, the suspect, now identified as 31-year-old Robert Haswell Jr., was taken into custody by Ashland police. He was arrested on suspicion of first-degree murder and use of a deadly weapon to commit a felony and put in the Saunders County Jail in Wahoo. Deputies have now identified the victim as his father, 67-year-old Robert Haswell Sr., who suffered at least one gunshot wound and was pronounced dead at the scene. And again, the investigation is ongoing. Much of eastern Nebraska under a slight risk of severe weather for tonight. Heavy rain, damaging winds, and hail likely threats. The tornado threat for now appears to be less. Still, it cannot be ruled out completely. Dirk Peterson's a meteorologist at the National Weather Service office in Valley.
If these storms are going to try and hang out, most of this activity looks to be the north and east of the Lincoln area.
As always, keep it tuned to KFOR for the latest weather information. An overnight crash on the eastern side of downtown Lincoln. It happened around 18th and about 2 o'clock this morning. According to Lincoln police, there were no serious injuries reported, but the initial investigation shows someone tried to cross the intersection but did not see the median until it was too late and their vehicle bottomed out. American Airlines officially started daily nonstop air service at the Lincoln Airport Thursday to Dallas, Fort Worth, and O'Hare and Chicago, marking a major milestone in the airport's continued growth and expansion of air service options. Chris Hove is with the Lincoln Airport Authority.
We celebrate a new destination for Lincoln travelers. This will be successful with the strong support of the Lincoln community.
Since last year, LNK has added new service from Breeze Airways to Orlando, Las Vegas, and suburban Los Angeles. This afternoon, partly sunny, still a slight chance of thunderstorms and a high of 90. I'm Jeff Moats, KFOR News.
You got your very own handyman to help remodel your home.
Never had one before our last. A tub in it. Always wanted a tub. So relaxed. Using one of the combination tub shower units in one of the kids' bathrooms, not as big. She looked at one that she kind of liked the style of, and I think sat in a couple and found the one that fits. Our freestanding tub was a Flurico. You have to pick all the fixtures, what you want for the tub fixtures. She's got a hand wand. She's shaving her legs to wash legs. She likes it. We did figure out that the hand wands are great for washing down the showers. Soap and stuff that gets on the sides. It's nice to use the hand wand and just rinse everything off rather than trying to wipe it all down.
Beautiful soaking bathtubs are on sale in June. Save up to $100 when you shop our large selection of bathtubs. Under the Arch on Sun Valley Boulevard.
This is the Morning Hookup on KFOR.
Welcome back in the Morning Hookup, hour number 2. Boy, back, I love this song. We tried to get Elijah on some of these tunes for his trip on the playlist, party playlist. Yeah, these weren't the vibes I was getting from that playlist. Really, I'm so worried about what was going on. A little more like, what did Justice call it? Like divorce time. It was weird. I feel like Opalites having a great time on it. Got a lot to get to. Notes will be coming on. We're going to talk some stuff with him, some Legion Ball, some Shrine Bowl. We're going to talk some Shrine Bowl history with Mozi coming up. Boy, something that's caught my attention. I just was kind of shooting a text with our expert with what's coming up. Nebraska football, big weekend for Nebraska football. A lot of big time. This is an electric. We had Munson on yesterday. An electric weekend with visitors. Boy, something got that maybe picture. Maybe it's false hope. But guess who else is in town? Surprise visitor, we think. Ahmad Hudson in town. Probably a lot of false hope. I'm throwing out false hope. Maybe it's just a visit, but who knows?
Yeah. Gotta at least try. Gotta at least try. But yeah,
Okay.
there's
some other ones out that we don't know about.
I got some breaking news, huh?
You got breaking news?
No, I thought you
No,
did.
I know. Just Ahmad Hudson is in town now. Part of that deal. Rumor is out there. There's other surprises that nobody's talking about with these guys. But Ahmad Hudson will be a part of the group here this week on an official. Huh. That'll pique your interest, won't it?
Hey, I mean, there's no pen to paper yet, so it's all verbal commitment. So you can always try and flip somebody. You can always try and you got to do it. You got to do what you got to do in this day and age.
I'm just sending I love sending the gifts to people. With Mr. Munson, I just sent him the eating popcorn. I'm here for all of this.
Here we go.
I'm here for all of this. Trey Taylor, go do some work, bro. You got this. Also, Boyd yesterday announced, Robin Washington had been talking about this for some time now. We got an official now. The schedule is starting to take shape more for Nebraska basketball. What about December 12th? You want to go to Kansas City? You're getting the matchup. Husker Hoops, Missouri. Big one. Big neutral site game with another power school out there. Going back to the old, boy, I can't wait till we go back, and next week we better talk to Henry T about the old days with the Antlers back in the Big 8 days. But Nebraska will get Missouri December 12th in Kansas City. Don't know all the details quite yet. Those are still being unveiled or they'll be announced. But that's a big one for Nebraska to add a little RPI oomph to your schedule.
And we can call it a neutral site, but definitely a little bit more of a home game for the Tigers. But yeah, definitely.
Don't tell Nebraska fans that.
Yeah, something. This Nebraska team needs coming off of a Sweet 16 appearance. You got to have these. You got to have these types of matchups coming into your next season to kind of give you a benchmark on where you're at in the beginning of the season. And yeah, I think it'll be a fun matchup. Missouri is a team that has kind of been in like the middle of the SEC the past couple of years. And, they're not at the top. They're not one of the worst teams in the SEC, but it's I don't know how to put it. It makes sense for Nebraska to have this matchup.
It makes sense, like in this, and that's maybe as a Kansas City becoming a home away from home for some of these things, because obviously you got down there last year, Cincinnati football, Missouri. Maybe this is part of the global mantra of where you're going to start to see, because I was looking at some other stuff. I mean, me being a massive hoops fan, college basketball does things that sometimes football misses, and that's these perennial matchups, right? They just announced yesterday the SEC ACC Challenge basketball matchups. You're getting some really good ones. Puke, Florida, at Florida. Texas at Louisville next year. Arkansas at North Carolina. Calipari making his way to there. Some really good ones. I mean, you've got Kentucky. They're going to head to Virginia. I love that basketball does these type of events and get the matchups. But the Nebraska one going to Missouri feels something special. But it'll be a lot of fun. That's December 12th. December the 12th coming up. Going for Nebraska to get on the schedule going forward. I'll be really interested is going back to Hudson in the weekend, because we're talking hoops. Is there – I know that this was discussed before, was how much hoops can influence Ahmad Hudson.
Yeah.
Is there a play there for Nebraska? Is there a play there? Can you get into that? Now,
I think
LSU's got cash.
I was going to say, I think it makes it tougher seeing that Will Wade is now back at LSU and the success that he has had in college basketball, because before then, LSU wasn't a basketball school. And now you have that guy running the helm. That probably sways Hudson a little bit even more to say LSU. So I guess there is a little bit of that with Nebraska and basketball being mixed in, but yeah, I think we kind of got not screwed, but what's the word there? Basically, if Will Wade wasn't the coach at LSU, we wouldn't be having that discussion.
Mm-hmm. No, it's just a lot of dollars and cents that are down at LSU right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got a couple of yahoos and Kiffin and Wade.
What a tandem that they have down there. That athletic director's got to be
just woo-wee. Woo-wee. So something to watch. Again, there's more apparently more surprises come, but Ahmad Hudson has made his way to Lincoln. He's posted on his X page. I'll make the movement. I'll start calling it X, but he's made the movement to that page. Posting I believe a picture of right outside the stadium.
Very interesting.
I did not see that coming today.
No.
As yes, I think it caught probably a lot of people by surprise now that you're seeing those posts out there. Man, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, 27 minutes ago, picture outside Memorial Stadium.
He's here. Big weekend for Nebraska. Munson told us that yesterday. Big weekend from an optic standpoint. We got a lot of guys. What does success look like for the big weekend coming in? Obviously, with a lot of star-studded individuals to solidify some classes as you're moving forward.
Jeep Wade just keeps going. Looking at lineman, about a 5-star inside offensive lineman on a visit this weekend. In contention with other schools like Texas A&M, Notre Dame, and LSU. And looks like Nebraska's making a push.
Making a big push. Oh, by the way, one of the better in-state, one of the better committed recruiters just posted Trey Taylor 2 minutes ago. Look who he's with. He's hanging with Ahmad Hudson. Picture posted.
Hey.
Could something special happen this weekend? Probably going to cost you. Probably a long shot, but could it?
Do your magic, Trey.
Do your magic, Trey. So that's good stuff. All right. Hey, let's take a break. I think he's about ready. We got some good stuff coming up. We'll take a break. We'll come back with the myth, the man, the legend, the almanac, Jeff Moats.
All right.
That's wild.
Yeah, I was not expecting that at all.
No, I just happened to take a peek. I'm like, whoa.
Hopefully he doesn't just keep playing with our heartstrings.
Here we go. Oh, God, I didn't set him up. Sorry, Mo.
No, that's all right. That's all right. I can get it set up. Give it an old college try.
We got some. One over there.
Yeah, one over here.
I gotta find it. Oh, you got yours. We were just talking about some surprise breaking footballs.
Uh-oh.
Well, not big. I mean, but it's visitors in town. There's surprise visitors showing up. Ahmad Hudson on an official visit right now at Nebraska.
Interesting.
Don't know what it means, but Ahmad Hudson in town. He just he posted 27 minutes ago, and Trey Taylor is with him.
Oh, interesting.
Posting a picture 2 minutes ago.
Interesting. Did you see they were doing some workouts, summer workouts up at Millard South?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
West Side too. West Side, I think it's going to be those two this fall again.
Mm-hmm.
I really think that. I think the Millard schools all around will be better. Even your alma mater.
Yeah, they got some talent over there.
Yeah. Did you ever know Bruce Reed?
Bruce Reed.
He was the assistant coach there. Maybe he was already retired by the time you got there. He was former head coach at Northeast when I was up there.
Okay.
He was an assistant for Fred Petito.
Assistant I knew was Coach Chavez.
Welcome back in the morning. Hook up. Boy, it's that time. It's our guy. It's Almanac Jeff Moats in the house.
Seems like we were at this, a week ago?
Yeah, it was. So I want to ask you, you're being from here. We've talked college baseball this morning.
Yeah.
You got any good memories from the College World Series going up to the Black? Because I'm looking at right now, by the way, odds are out finally to win the College World Series are out.
The last time I went and saw the College World Series at Rosenblatt was 1999. And there was Florida State and Stanford, and we left in the 7th inning.
Black?
At the Black.
I was there for that one.
In 99?
Yes, I was visiting. No doubt.
We were sitting in the outfield bleachers, left field bleachers.
I promise you I was there for that game.
Well, we left.
That was my first trip to the College World Series.
And actually it was one of my first trips too.
Wow.
And the other times I've been to the College World Series, it's been over at TD, Charles Schwab.
Whatever you
want to call it.
It'll be something different by the time the series starts next Friday.
Something like that. But yeah, that was one of the times I was at Rosenblatt, and it was a good experience, to say the least. But if I remember right, it was it Stanford that came back and won that game?
Yes.
Because Florida State had a lengthy lead, and we left in like the 6th or 7th inning and drove back to Lincoln. And we listened to it on the radio coming back into town, and we couldn't believe what we were hearing. That Stanford came back and won it. And I think 99. And I think that was was Kyle Peterson still there, or he was already pitching in the majors? I think at that point. I think that was one of the reasons. Well, anyway, Florida State Stanford, it was a good matchup. And
about a matchup of Florida State 56-13 and 50-14 Stanford 8-6 ball game.
That's what it was.
Stanford went up 3-0. Florida State wins. Stanford went up 3-0. Actually, up 3-0. Then it was 3-2. Then it was 6-2, and then Florida State in the 6th put 4 up.
That's what it was.
And then 2 more in the 7th to win that game, 8-6.
Yeah. So we left right after the 6th for whatever reason I don't remember. But we were listening to it on the way back to Lincoln, and we were kicking ourselves like, why did we just leave this game?
How many times you ever done that? Like you ever in sports had that happen?
Well,
seriously, you think about like, and I walked away. And
when Warren Morris hit that walk-off grand slam for LSU over Miami in 1996, it happened on graduation day for me from high school. We had a graduation party at the house, and we had the World Series on in the living room, and everybody kind of stopped that was there and watched it and saw the home run. My colleague in our high school games we do, John Harris, he went to that game, had his son that was with him, the young son at the time, and he told me that they got in and watched the game, and then they left early and didn't realize what happened until they got back that Warren Morris hit that walk-off grand slam. Still one of the best finishes in College World Series history, in my opinion.
That's coming up. We're a week away.
That's 30 years ago.
30 years ago. We're a week away. We were just talking about today. We're a week away. Super Regional start today and tomorrow. We're a week away for that. So
I'm curious to see, and I'm rooting for the underdogs here because, you don't have a dog in the fight. Other than North Carolina, you got Carolina.
We were talking about that when you look at the teams, and obviously, without it being Nebraska or for you, Creighton, being there, what fan bases you'd like to see coming to Omaha? I mean,
LSU is always a great turnout.
Yes, but in this field, when you're looking at because whether it be the old Black or where you're at now. I mean, looking at the Women's College World Series, the teams that go there make it, but the locals make it too. The number of Nebraska fans or Omaha people that will be at the Chuck,
it's going to be well attended.
But we were looking at fan bases like, give me West Virginia coming to town this year.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. We would be singing the song, wouldn't we? I'm doing it.
Country Road.
Yes. Or give me Ole Miss, Hottie Toddy coming to town.
Here are my favorites right now. I like Ole Miss.
Yeah.
I like Oregon.
Their fans are pretentious.
I like St. John's. I like Troy.
I think Troy would be a great story here in Omaha.
I like Oklahoma.
Mm.
And I remember when Oklahoma won the World Series in '94. Larry Koshel was the head coach. Yep. He was the head coach at Creighton in the early 70s. And Ryan Miner was the dual sport guy that played baseball for Oklahoma. That's been 32 years. But I like those teams. West Virginia is intriguing.
Ooh.
Cal Poly, and again, you like to see the underdog come out,
and it's going to be minus a Carolina who has been here in recent history. I know other teams probably have as well.
Oh yeah,
there's 8 new teams. No teams from last year are here this year.
That's unbelievable.
So you're creating new fan bases, new stuff going on,
and I think
I believe first timers probably. I don't know.
I don't think Troy's ever been,
or Little Rock. I'm sure has never been Omaha.
No, I can't.
I could be wrong. Maybe it's.
Now, and here's one thing that you guys probably didn't know this, YZ. Before 1991, no Division I team from the state of Nebraska had ever been to the College World Series.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
Okay. So the World Series has been in Omaha since 1950. So for a 40-year period that it was in Omaha, you had nobody from the state of Nebraska get there. Insane. And then here comes 1991, and here come the Creighton Blue Jays that made the College World Series, and they were actually one game away from playing for a national championship. And I think it was Wichita State that eliminated them and went on to win the World Series. But
the buzz around that, I remember I just wrapped up my 7th grade year in junior high, and I remember the buzz around it because it was the first time that a baseball team from the state of Nebraska had been to the World Series in their own backyard.
That's incredible.
And it was border to border. It's like, oh my gosh. I mean, you actually had some people statewide pulling for them because of the representation of the state. And then you fast forward 10 years later, Nebraska finally gets to the College World Series, and you want to talk about a buzz.
There's nothing.
Oh, man.
I've been blessed to be up there when they're up there. There's nothing like that.
Well,
Nebraska
the Buck
makes it. It is.
The Buck in particular, where they were still playing baseball, which is now one of the practice fields for Nebraska football, that only seated probably at most 2,000 people, maybe, if that, in the grandstand area. But they wheeled in bleachers that they put in the outfield behind the fence. And you want to talk about an overflow and standing room only crowd.
That's there.
And then when Nebraska clinched their spot to the College World Series over Rice, I remember I was the network producer for the radio network at the time. And Gary Sharp with the call and Get Ready Omaha. The Huskers have done it College World Series. You know, that sends chills and goosebumps.
I just got them, and I was there for it. It was up.
Well, I know my brother and his buddies, they went down there and watched it too. They wanted to go see history.
It's something special. And not just that, but going to Omaha for the CWS, it's special.
Yeah, and that momentum, and that was the buildup that Dave Van Horn brought to the program. I mean, they had been to the NCAA tournament. The previous 2 seasons came up short. 2001 was the year they did it. They did it again in 2002. Van Horn leaves for going back home to Arkansas, which, again, it's understandable. In Arkansas, they got taken out by Kansas last weekend.
But they've been running ever since.
Oh, yeah, they have. But, Mike Anderson took Nebraska to the World Series again in 2005, and that was the only time Nebraska won a World Series game.
I'm a conspiracy theorist on that time frame.
Oh, is that a fact?
Yes.
And in what way?
In the athletic director change.
Oh, yeah.
And who we got, not Doug, but who we got and who Arkansas took with them. Yeah. I'm a conspiracy theorist because now we have him back as our pitching coach.
Well, yeah.
But I'm big on that one.
Yeah.
Bill Byrne leaves.
Yeah, and that really changed the dynamic of that athletic department big time.
So,
it really did.
We got the Almanac Jeff Moats with us. Let's jump in. We don't have a lot of Legion ball to talk about.
No,
we got one game.
I did one game Wednesday night, and we were over at Den Hartog over at for J.C. Bragger of Lincoln Southeast, Judd's Brothers Construction of Lincoln Northeast. It was actually a pretty good ball game. Judd's jumped out to a 2-0 lead over J.C. Bragger, I believe, in the first inning. 2-run double did it, and then Bragger finally got on the board in the third, took control at 5-2, actually 6-2 later on in the fourth inning, and then Judd's added 3 more runs over the fifth and sixth innings, but it came down to good pitching for J.C. Bragger to kind of seal things out and hold off Judd's Brothers in the seventh to win 6-5. So a good ball game, kind of a long game on a Wednesday night. That was my first glimpse of Legion ball this summer, and we'll have more that I'll go check out here over the next few weeks, heading in toward the early part of July. And, of course, the area tournaments get underway in late July. But it was good to see that, and the weather actually cooperated. We were all kind of glued to the radar on Wednesday night thinking, is that stuff down around Hebert and Fairbury going to sag up toward the northeast? It did not. But we were able to get the game in. One big game coming up next week that we'll watch is going to feature Pinnacle Bank of Lincoln Southwest and Carpetland of Lincoln East. These are the two teams that we looked at the last couple of years that have been the teams in Lincoln that have been head and shoulders above everybody else. So we'll get to see that as part of an afternoon game next Tuesday at Den Hartog, and we'll have a report on that for you coming up next Friday here on the show. But again, I talked about this on Wednesday night doing that game. The fact that baseball in Lincoln has just increasingly become popular and dominant in recent years has been fun to watch. again, it doesn't matter if it's east or if it's southwest, or you can go outside the city limits a little bit. Go to Malcolm. You can go to Waverly and Norris, and even Lincoln Lutheran that did it during the spring here a few weeks ago, winning Class C. Just another good example of now Lincoln is competing with Omaha for baseball talent and baseball supremacy.
Yep.
And you could definitely see that here as we go through the summer months in Legion baseball. The thing that's different, though, that people may not realize is that a lot of the kids that play on the spring high school teams, usually most of them will stay together, especially if they got a good thing going with the program. They will stay together in the summer and play at the Legion level. Yep. Some will go play at a travel team that they go get players. They go to showcases across the country, and looking for ways to get guys exposed to recruits or recruiters and going up against other big talent from across the country. But normally when we see a lot of success happen with these Legion teams, it's because the kids that were playing in the spring that had success are trying to keep that intact, not just for the summer, but moving ahead into next season, next spring. So
I think also what's intriguing that I just learned about Legion Ball was that it's not just stay local anymore. Maybe I'm just novice to this, but I know our former players of ours are on a team, and they're in Kansas City this weekend. They're traveling to KC. They're traveling out to Colorado to play. Again, maybe that's the showcase part of it, but it's interesting that they're going to that level of traveling with these Legion teams.
Yeah, and that's the other thing, and a lot of these teams like Southwest, I think, is down in Kansas City this weekend.
That's who, yes.
And then you have these specific wood bat tournaments that you get to play in, where kids actually get to use a wooden bat. Hopefully they don't crack it and break it or anything.
Come on, Moats. You remember using a wood bat, don't you? I did. I wanted to break the thing.
You know what? I never did play with a wood bat.
I did. We had it before. I just all I want to do is be cool and have it split.
Did you have the actual wood color, or was it dark and stained?
Well, actual. Back in our day, they only made one color. It was a wood color.
Well, I mean, like the actual wood, like this color of the table.
Yes.
Hooks had pine tar all the way up.
Listen.
Oh, you went George Brett.
I was Roy Hobbs, man. I whittled my own bat. So again, we got Dominic Jeff Mochi. There's also another special event that has a ton of history this weekend. That's the whatever number annual Shrine Bowl.
This will be 68th.
Woo!
68th annual Shrine Bowl going on tomorrow out in Kearney. They'll have a 4 o'clock kickoff tomorrow afternoon at UNK's Foster Field at the Ron and Carol Cope Stadium, which, if you've never been to, that's one of the nicest Division II stadiums that you're going to find. They always put on a great event out there for not just UNK stuff, but also the high school stuff with Kearney High and obviously with the Shrine Bowl. It's been out there since 2013. And for many years, it was held at Memorial Stadium. And I believe the first few Shrine Bowl games, though, were played, I think one year was played at Rosenblatt Stadium. But all of them have been at Memorial Stadium except 2004 when they were doing the resurfacing of the turf at Memorial Stadium, and they moved it to Seacrest Field here in Lincoln, which is still a very adequate facility to hold something of that nature. But you've got a few names locally that are going to be playing on both sides that we'll mention here. And, of course, assistant coaches as well. Tony Kobza, the head coach at Raymond Central, he's going to be the assistant on the North team. On the South team, the head coach is Jamie Upfer at Seward, and Brian Locke at Lincoln Northwest is one of the assistant coaches. The players that are participating on the North team, you got Nathan Axman at Waverly, who was just a phenomenal running back for the Vikings the last couple of years, that had over, 277 yards rushing in the Class B championship and helped Waverly win their first state title in 45 years. His teammate Gavin Ruskamp is also on that North team roster. Wyatt Jelinek from Raymond Central, Tavion Johnson from Raymond Central, Grant Kuhlman from Lincoln Lutheran. They're on the North team. The South team will have Brady Eichhoff from Lincoln Northwest, Elijah Goots from Lincoln East, Nathan Hill from Lincoln Southwest, Marcus Nelson from Norris, along with Preston Ozenbaugh from Norris, Tanner Schroeder from Lincoln Southwest are the participants locally on the South team this year. So that's going on tomorrow. I believe it may be televised. I think one of the stations out west on the radio side will take the coverage as well on radio. But it's a 4:00 kick tomorrow afternoon. One of the neat things that they always did when the Shrine Bowl was here in Lincoln, they always had the parade on Saturdays out in Havelock, and that always kind of coincided with the Havelock charity run too. And I think they did the run first, then the parade for many years. And since they and they also had the marching band and the Shrine Parade, and as Corn Raider was just pointing out here, but they always had that here in Lincoln. And then when it moved out to Kearney, everything moved out there. Always a neat event. And if if you're heading out there this weekend and want to go check it out, it's always a neat deal.
I have fond memories back home in Charlotte of going to the Shrine Bowl games. A lot of my family members were Shriners. We got to go out to the parade. And then do they do it here? Do they go visit local hospitals still like they did?
Well,
I got my uncles, and they used to do that back in Charlotte, go visit the hospitals and just do some goodwill intention stuff.
I think now what they do is they have some of the Shriners patients here in Nebraska that will meet the team. Now, in 2007, I got the privilege to go on a hospital visit with the South team of the Shrine Bowl that year. And I remember we flew out of Omaha and flew into Chicago, pulled up to the Shriners Hospital there in Oak Lawn, and we were on time. Everything, itinerary. They kind of gave us a run through of what to expect, what to know, and it was a very good experience. It wasn't doom and gloom. It was very joyous. I mean, the kids that were there were hanging out with the players, playing games with them, playing video games. They were playing basketball, table tennis, whatever. And they got to have lunch with them. And then we were there. Oh my, we were there probably, I would say 5-6 hours at the hospital. And then we got the bus ride back over to Midway, and we were on time, and lo and behold, we run into a delay.
Well,
it wasn't a weather-related – well, it was a weather-related delay because our plane that was supposed to take us back to Omaha was delayed coming up to Chicago from Birmingham because of weather. And so we were in the terminal, I think, 3 hours. I think some people ended up sleeping. Some went to go get something to eat at one of the restaurants in the terminal. I mean, that's a big terminal there at Midway. But what the plan was is that you're supposed to go back to the Shrine Temple that was in Omaha, and they were going to have a spaghetti feed there that night. And we got back in. I think we landed in Omaha, I'm not kidding, about 11 o'clock. And I think they were still wanting people to go there. And I'm like, nope, I'm getting in my car. I'm driving straight back home because I got to be at work in the morning.
Got to go back.
So,
really,
but it was a great experience. I don't know if they still do it, but I think some of the things I've seen or the interactions I've seen from afar, they've had the patients that are here in Nebraska meet up with the team and get to spend time with them. But either way, it's a unique experience.
Great, rewarding showcase event, not just for the players, but for everyone. Again, you got the All-Star Marching Parade band going on, the Shrine Parade in the morning.
Yep.
You'll get the game and all the events that come with it.
That's a big deal out in Kearney, and they'll kick that game off tomorrow. I think there's still tickets available if you want to go out and check the game, but I always remember when they had it here in Lincoln at Memorials. I got to call one of the Shrine games that we it was, I think, in 2009. One of my predecessors here, Chuck Stevens, could not do the game, and we always did the Shrine Bowl game on KFOR, and I was playing in the state fast pitch softball tournament on Hastings. So I remember got back into town the night before after playing a game that was delayed by 3 hours because of bad weather, turned around the next morning, went out and played, and then I had to hop in the car back, go home, get cleaned up, and then go do the Shrine Bowl game that night at Memorial Stadium. And just covering that game, that was a blast. True fun time, and I was very fortunate to be part of that experience too.
Again, we got the Almanac Jeff Moat speaking with us, hanging out in the morning hookup. We always like to talk local talent, local teams. Local kid up in Omaha now has made a commitment to his school.
Yeah.
Out there, we've got a chance to watch him play, and obviously being recruited in a lot of places. Got to see him at the state tournament here in town as well. London Dada.
Yeah, London Dada is considered to be the top prospect in the class of 2027. He's out of Omaha West Side. And he had a lot of schools wanting him to commit to their program. A kid's about 6'9", 6'10", very lengthy. He's, very good close to the basket. He
Offensively can get to the rack.
He can drive to the hoop. He can be out in the perimeter too. I think defensively, maybe he could step it up a bit. Maybe that's something he'll do for next year. But he was one of the top prospects, I think, that a lot of schools were looking at. Well, he announced recently he's going to commit to Creighton and stay in Omaha. But, that's a hometown kid up there that is going to stay and play for one of the hometown schools, and to kind of keep that pipeline in the state of Nebraska going. Because now you look at what you've seen in the state, the Cale Jacobsons, the Sam Hoibergs, the Braden Fragers, the list goes on and on and on. And then you look at Isaac Trout, Jason Green. These are just kids that have been playing for those two programs in particular that were highly recruited and sought after, and have stayed kind of true to their heart and stayed kind of close to home. And now London Dada gets to do the same thing, and we'll see how he kind of progresses. West Side might have been the tallest team we had seen all season because their average height in the starting lineup, the average height was about 6'6", 6'7". That's a tall lineup.
Yeah.
And you got a 6'5", 6'6" point guard. I mean,
makes it tough.
I mean, that's like NBA level type, height right there, because you got Dada at about 6'10", and then a few other guys were about 6'8", 6'9", and the others were 6'6", 6'7".
And they're all athletic.
And they're all athletic, all great basketball players. And to know that Lincoln Southwest pulled off perhaps the biggest upset of the state tournament, and then go on to win the state tournament and defeat the defending state champs the next day. What does that say about Southwest program too? I mean, they were so talented, so quick. Yeah, they were undersized, but they utilized their quickness to their advantage, and they beat a West Side team. And I think West Side will be in the hunt again this year. You can't rule out the Lincoln schools again, but an early commit for London Dada from Omaha West Side. He'll go to Creighton as part of their 2027 recruiting class.
Congrats to him. Moti, before we get to the question of the week, give us an update on weather. I know you track it. I know it's slight right now, but we always like to tell risk people to be to eyes in the sky on certain days, because things could change quickly.
Well, if you're going to the Salt Dogs game tonight, for instance, be weather aware. The timing of the weather looks like anywhere between 8 and midnight tonight. So you figure probably the third, fourth, fifth innings at that point, when early on, where the weather could get a little bit nasty around here. The better threat, I think, is from Lincoln on south. So it's
moved a little more.
Well, but it's also up toward the northeast as well. I think there's a better chance of it later tonight in the Omaha area, but it's basically from Interstate 80 south, where they're kind of watching for any major severe weather development. The main threats are going to be heavy rain. There's a large hail, damaging winds, and you can't rule out the tornado possibility, although it's not great. But you can't rule it out.
Just leave ways. They can text, right?
Text the word warning to 402-258-2800. You'll get severe weather text alerts from us for any watches or warnings that are posted for Lincoln and Lancaster County. So
thanks, Motu. What do we got for Moats?
Moats, the first annual Shrine Bowl in Nebraska was played in 1959. Do you know when the first organized Shrine Bowl happened? And I'll give you a hint. It was not a high school Shrine Bowl. It was the East-West Shrine Bowl.
It was a college one, wasn't it?
Yeah, correct.
I'm going to say 1955.
Got to go back way further. We're going to say December 26, 1925.
Oh, I'm only off by 30 years.
That's all right.
The first organized Shrine Bowl, known as the East-West Shrine Bowl, was played at Ewing Field in San Francisco, California.
Okay. I was only off by 30 years, but good question. I did not know that.
30 years.
30. Only 30. So
that's the number of years that we've been out of high school, by the way, this year.
I know. I got a reunion coming up. Do you have one?
Mine's being organized right now. I've never been back.
You never been to your high school?
Here's the deal. I'm
well, you're over here across the country.
I'm across the country. I'm a Husker fan, and it always happens to be on a football Saturday, and I refuse to miss. Or be around.
Would you rather go to a Husker game or a high school reunion?
I want to say my 20 or 25 roughly is when was the loss to Texas.
We had our 20,
roughly
the 25th. We had, it was of course toward the tail end of COVID.
Yep.
And a lot of the mandates had been, lifted. And so something was put together. I think it was quasi last minute, but we met over the old Dinos.
Oh yeah.
Before
yep.
They shut down. And they planned it on the day that Nebraska and Michigan State played football. And I can't quote any of the organizers, but I think the assumption was that the game would be during the day.
And they got caught.
And then we were going to have the reunion that night. Well, the game got played at night, and I thought I'd be interested to see how many people showed up. So I went. I remember I did a Wesleyan football game that afternoon on TV, and then came home, and then went over, and I walked in, and I think there were only 40 or 50 people there, and I think a lot of it had to do with people had football parties planned.
Oh yeah. Well,
or they just couldn't make it back because at that point you're in late September. It's a school year.
In this state, that Saturdays are sacred in the football world.
Right.
You don't plan any events,
right? Even weddings.
You're
weddings.
You're the what?
And I've been to weddings on football Saturdays.
Wow, you're a better person. You're a better person.
I've been in weddings on football Saturdays, so I had no choice.
I have too, and they had a TV set up at the reception.
They had one at the reception hall. So. But, so that's coming up. And then, you know what? If you've never been to, you ought to go.
I'm going back. Look, I think, again, being far away, it's a travel for me. It's an airplane ride to get back home. But I was never a fan of like the early ones, the 10-year. I don't know who I am, what I'm doing. Right. At 30 years,
the 10-year
established and done.
The 10-year one is always the one like, okay, what are you doing now? 10 years later, you're showing off what you're doing.
Get past 20, you're like, all right.
And then 20th, it's like
it's the old it's the bus where look at me now.
Well, the 20th and the 25th are about, hey, how are your kids doing?
Yeah. Some now I guarantee at 30, some of my classmates will be like, I'm a grandparent.
Well, and you know what? That's the other thing. The 30th will be, hey, we're gonna have a grandchild.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, we've now entered that point in our lives.
Dang it.
But you're a ways from being a grandparent.
I better be. Sophia, if you're listening, we've taught you well. By the way, also, coordinator, thanks for hanging out with us. He said there will be tickets available at the gate. Well attended, but always seats available. So if you're out there, you can stroll right up to the gate for the Shrine Bowl.
Cope Stadium out there is a nice facility. It really is. You got chair backs there and stuff.
Yeah.
It's a nice setup.
Better than Memorial Stadium. There you go. They just told you that right there. So, all right, Moatsy, we appreciate you.
All righty, fellas. Have a good sports weekend.
There was the Almanac, Jeff Moats. Let's take our final break of the Friday morning hookup, and we'll do stories that we missed. That was nice.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah, I'm just.
Why is it so muggy in here all of a sudden?
I don't know. I'm going to be up in that northeast later tonight. That's why I was weather tracking myself.
Yeah. All right. I got the map to go to that runway media event today at the airport.
What's there? What do you got going?
They're reconstructing one of the runways.
Oh. Is there someone in there right now?
Where? Nope.
No?
Nope.
No, why?
We have voices coming through.
Okay, now it's good.
All right.
Okay.
Stuff was getting clicked on that I wasn't touching. So
unless somebody was logging in remotely from someplace, I don't know.
My kid can tell you all the ins and outs of the Lincoln runways, by the way.
Really?
There's some historic thing. Like Lincoln has I'm guessing. He could tell you, but I think it's one of the top 10 longest runways in the country.
Well, and for a long time,
one of the up to the shuttle.
It was one of the space shuttle landing backup sites.
And there's multiple. There are 3 runways there, or just the 2.
I think there's 2. But yeah, for a long time for the space shuttle, that was one of the backup landing sites. Was Lincoln.
It's like over. Well, I want to say, is it over 2 miles long?
It's
one of them.
Pretty lengthy.
One of them was over 2 miles long.
Yeah, it's huge. So
not many people know that there's that long runway. It's like I think it's one of the top 10 longest in the country.
It might and it was an air base. It was a military base for a while, and those houses out there in Air Park or those duplexes were the barracks.
Yep. That's wild.
So
there you go.
There you go.
Stuff you didn't know or didn't.
The more
need
you
to
know.
The stuff you didn't know and you didn't need to know on a Friday.
All right, fellas.
Thanks, Moti.
Enjoy.
Oh God, look at those. They just put up the map. Dan Wetzel just put up the like it must be like from StubHub or something for the NBA Finals.
How much?
Look at this up in this top corner modes. 8,000.
Oh my God!
That's get in price for
That's
Thursday.
Sitting at the rafters.
Game
Is
3
that at Madison Square Garden.
Yep. How about you want to sit? You want to sit courtside? 53.5.
Nope. Nope. Sorry.
Yikes!
That's some people's yearly salary, by the way.
Yikes! El increíble. That's incredible. Ay, caramba. Do that.
Flood Extend says Grandpa Hooksy has a nice ring to it.
You watch it.
The stories we miss. The Morning Hookup.
Welcome back to the Morning Hookup. Special thanks there to the Almanac Jeff Moats hanging out with us. Flood Extend, give me a little ribbon there. I got you. Baseball news. Yankee slugger Aaron Judge, stretch fracture in the rib.
Yeah, bone bruise.
Going to miss significant time. The initial fears about the possibility of some other syndrome, thoracic outlet syndrome, has been diagnosed with a stress fracture in the right rib. They said significant time will be missed right now.
You ever had a bone bruise?
Maybe. Not in a rib.
We're getting a call here.
Not in a rib. The Yankees placed a Judge on the 10-day list on Friday prior to that. So he figures to be transferred to the 60-day IL would open up a spot on the 40-man roster. Looks like he will miss them significant time, which is coming at the time of where that division looks, probably not the best of time to miss for one Aaron Judge. Who do we have? Ernesto on a Friday. What's up, brother?
Real quick hits. I don't want to mess your flow up. It's Jagulation Friday. Travis Hunter's looking good. Ryan, I know you love fantasy football. You better get Jacoby Myers. He's looking great. You guys with T yesterday were awesome. I think you guys now need to do the Morning Hookup wedding planners, and we don't do football Saturdays, period. And YZ, I finally came up with your nickname, homeboy. You're the sports prophet. Woo!
The prophet. Oh, no. So thanks for hanging out with us, man. That was much needed on a Friday. A little energy right there.
Real quick, I wanted to give congratulations to Moti was talking about just the development of baseball around Lincoln, the talent, even just in Nebraska.
Yeah.
One of the boys on my team made the Rising Stars roster for prep baseball.
Let's go.
Nebraska prep baseball. And there was 2 other kids in our organization that will be representing that team, and just all the kids around the Lincoln and Omaha area. The youth baseball right now is at a premium. There are some there's some high level talent. You'll hear these kids' names in a couple years. They'll be 20, 30 graduates, and they are high level baseball players. I'm sure you had some kids on your team last year that have made their Legion teams, have made their high school teams, and they're.
I think it's amazing. Shout out those kids and their hard work they're putting in. Shout out the organization. Shout out the coaches that are taking the time to invest. Shout out the facilities that are making it worth the while for baseball in Lincoln to prosper.
Yeah.
Is what it's at. Boy, Monday will be electric. Super regional baseball. We'll probably have some teams going to Omaha on Monday. Evan Bland, Omaha World Herald, NHL, NBA, and a whole lot more. You guys have a great Friday. Stay safe, stay blessed. Catch you on a Monday.